So, y'all, I wasn't even gonna say nothing about this shit, okay? I wasn't gonna deal with Nicki Minaj. I wasn't gonna deal with Joy Reid, what she had to say. But Nicki Minaj put out something, I wanna say maybe last night, that I have to deal with, okay? But now we gotta go back. I gotta go back and tell y'all a little bit of the backstory, okay? They on Nicki Minaj head because they saying she being anti-vax, okay? I'm gonna read out, I got some screenshots here. We'll be going through some screenshots. I don't have them in the exact right order, but I'm gonna try to, go through this shit, and we're gonna walk through here, and I'm gonna show y'all my issues with what's going on as far as Nicki Minaj and this vaccine is concerned. Nicki Minaj tweeted this. She says, my cousin in Trinidad won't get the vaccine because his friend got it and became impotent. And if you don't know what impotent means, it means your dick don't work no more, okay? Shit clocked out, retired, or whatever, right? His testicles became swollen. His friend was weeks away from getting married. Now the girl called off the wedding. Like, what love got to do with it, right? Girl done called off the wedding because the boy dick don't work. Okay, so just pray on it and make sure you're comfortable with your decision, not bullied. Now, that tweet alone caused issues. Mind you, she says in here, just pray on it and make sure you're comfortable with your decision, not bullied. Not saying she's anti-vax. Don't know why the hell she told people to pray on it, because but I know how black folk are. We like throwing that in there about shit. Like, just pray on it. Don't matter if you pray on it or not. Clearly, it don't matter if you pray on it or not, okay? But she says, make sure you're comfortable with your decision, not bully. Somebody tweets back to her, says, I had to get the vaccine because they wouldn't let me look for a job, or get a job and earn some money. And no, I'm unsure about getting the second, and now, I think the person meant, and now I'm unsure about getting the second vaccine. Nicki Minaj responds and says this, I know, babe, a lot of countries won't let people work without the vaccine. I definitely recommend they get the vaccine. They have to feed their families. I'm sure I'll be getting vaccinated as well because I had to go on tour, etc. Now, you have Nicki Minaj saying two completely different types of things. One, she's like, well, hey, here's the story I got about my cousin, somebody he knew. These are some of the side effects that took place with him. Limp dick, wife left him. Pray on it. Be comfortable, not bully. Then she turns around, and as this other person tells her about getting a job, and they are weary about getting a second shot, she says, well, if you have to feed your families, you most definitely should get it. So basically she's saying, if there is a mandate at the place where you work, fall in line. That's what she's saying. As to I'll be falling in line, I'll be getting vaccinated regardless of this story I'm telling you guys. Regardless of that, I'll be getting vaccinated because I got to go on tour and make money. Basically, if your money is put on the line, go get the vaccine. That's what she's saying here. Now, again, I don't know how this became a whole anti-vax conversation. I have no idea, because she's telling people to fall in line for money, like most of these rich celebrities gonna do anyway. Fall in line for money. And we understand that people who worship celebrities will also say the same types of things. Oh, they have to secure a bag. All the millions they already have, that's nothing. They have to keep being either anti-black, cooning, pro-government, or being on some stupid shit in order to make money. Again, people read this differently than I did. I see Nicki Minaj telling people to be sheep. If your job say get it, then you gotta get it. That's what Nicki Minaj said after she told the story about this guy in Trinidad. Now, people didn't look at it like that, of course, because, I mean, if we're being honest, people are dumb, right? Let's just be real. Nicki Minaj comes out here and says, pray on it, comfortable with your decision, not bullied, but then turns around and tell you to allow your job to bully you into getting it. That's a mixed message. Okay? That's fence straddling at best. Okay? But this caused a big controversy because people didn't look at it right. Right? Then she gets into it with Joy Reid. Let me show y'all this. And Joy Reid is a goddamn coon. And let me show y'all why she's a coon. Let me show y'all what Joy Reid had said before. Let's look at Joy Reid now. Hold on, let me zoom this out. Now, I don't know exactly what year she said this in, but this is when Trump was in office or whatever, right? Joy Ann Reid says, this is some years back now. She says, I mean, will anyone at all ever fully trust the CDC again? And who on God's earth would trust a vaccine approved by the FDA? How do we get a vaccine distributed after this broken Trumpist nonsense has infected everything, even if Biden wins? Of course, this is before Biden won. She says, how will anyone trust the CDC and the FDA again? My question is always, how did you do it to begin with? Like, I don't understand to begin with, how did you get here? This is what Joy Reid was talking about prior to Biden getting in office, pushing these vaccines so hard, which we're going to be going live about that on my live channel. But that's, another day. But she says, how does anybody ever trust the CDC and the FDA? Right? But she had a big issue, as many other people did, with what Nicki Minaj had to say. And she went out on TV and she had this to say. We're going to listen to this. Joy Reid responds to Nicki Minaj's tweets on the COVID-19 vaccine. For you to use your platform to encourage our community, and when she says our, she's talking about the black community, to not protect themselves and save lives. As a fan, I'm so sad that you did that. What she meant as a coon, I'm so sad that you did that. As an idiot, I can't even read the mixed message that you put in there as you told black people to fall in line if their jobs were on the line. We're going to listen to this together. It's Joy Reid and what she had to say about Nicki Minaj tweets.
People like Nicki Minaj, I have to say this. You have a platform, sister, that is 22 million followers. Okay, I have 2 million followers. You have 22 million followers on Twitter. For you to use your platform to encourage our community to not protect themselves and save their lives, my God, sister, you could do better than that. You got that platform. It's a blessing. It's a blessing that you got that people listen to you. And listen to you more than listen to me. For you to use your platform to put people in the position of dying from a disease they don't have to die from, oh my God, as a fan, as a hip-hop fan, as somebody who was your fan, I'm so sad that you did that. So sad that you did that, sister. Oh my God.
Now, this is what Joy Reid, hold on, let me get this right. Now, this is what Joy Reid had to say in response to Nicki Minaj's tweets. Again, I looked at Nicki Minaj's tweets completely different than most other people did. Let me go to another one. Hold on, let me go to another one. I'm trying to make sure I get this right. Okay. Some of Nicki Minaj's other tweets. She says here, they want you to get vaccinated for the Met. And she's talking about the Met Gala. We understand that this is something that these rich, famous people go out to the Met Gala and put on weird-ass clothes and take pictures, okay? And eat weirdo-ass food, according to Keke Palmer, right? But she says they want you to get vaccinated for the Met. If I get vaccinated, it won't be for the Met. It'll be once I feel I've done enough research. I'm working on that now. In the meantime, my loves, be safe. Wear the mask with two strings that grips your head and nose, not that loose one. Now, automatically she's contradicting herself because she's saying she's not going to get the vaccine unless she does the proper research and reaches a comfortable, feeling as to what the vaccine will do, as to the side effects. But she also said She also said she would get it to go on tours for her job. She also said that. So it really doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all about the research she's talking about she's going to do. Because she's going to fall. She's going to buckle under the pressure. Just like many other people when their job is put on the line. And then she tells you, oh, wear your mask. Right? She goes on to say, love you, babe. I was preparing for the VMAs. Then I shot a video, and guess who got COVID? Now, she's insinuating she got COVID already. Do you know what it's like to not be able to kiss your child and hold your baby for over a week? A baby who is only used to his mama get vaccinated. Drake had told me he got COVID with the vaccine though, so child. Right? So basically she's saying, hey, you know, I done got COVID already. I couldn't hold my baby for a week. Now, her recovery in a week is impressive, but some people have gotten it and recovered. But then she goes on to say, well, Drake fully vaccinated and he still got the shit. Right? So she's already had it. She's already recovered from it. But then she goes in and talking about this vaccine, right? Let me show y'all this. Now, everybody been on her head, though. This has been a big, big conversation. Let me find this tweet. And she goes in on Joy Reid. Let me find this. Now we here. Because Joy Reid didn't appreciate the tweets. You see what she said, talking about how she's telling black people to basically go kill themselves. And this is what Nicki Minaj is how she responds to Joy Reid. She says, a lying, homophobic coon. Now, I must admit, I found that hilarious. That one, we're using words like homophobic, and two, that we're calling Joy Reid a coon, which she is, but I don't think Nicki Minaj is in a position to call anybody a coon. Okay? She's not in that position. The only reason that she's doing that now is because Joy Reid said this to her. Or she would have been called Lil Wayne a coon, full blown, she'd have been called him a coon. If she was in the business of calling out cooning. Nicki Minaj is not in the business of calling out cooning. She's just not. So, you know. But anyway, she says, I guess I can join the reindeer games too, right? People can get on TV and lie on me. I can report on them too, right? Doesn't have to be the truths. It can be half-truths. Uncle Tommyana. That's funny too. Uncle Tommyana, who on earth would trust the US FDA guys? Good question. Who on earth would trust them? But again, coming from Nicki Minaj, it's not like you expose the FDA on a regular basis or expose the CDC on a regular basis or talk about the sketchy, and I would even say full-blown racist things both of these organizations have done against black people. Nicki Minaj can't necessarily really say this, but she says it nonetheless, right? Call Joy Reid a coon. Full blown. Let's look at this though. Let's get into this. Let me see if I can find, no, not here. And understand, y'all, these aren't fully organized. But these are my issues with Nicki Minaj and this Joy Reid situation. Again, from the very beginning, she was not on that, about that life. Let me show y'all this. Here's what bothered me. Here's what bothered me. Here's what bothered me. This is one of the two parts that bothered me for real. Nicki Minaj says, the White House has invited me, and I think it's a step in the right direction. Yes, I'm going. I'll be dressed in all pink like Legally Blonde so they know I mean business. Dressed up like some cave hoes based on a movie that was called Legally Blonde. But this is how they'll know she means business, because she's going to walk in there with her blonde wig and a pink skirt on. They're going to know she's serious then. You see what I'm saying? I'll ask questions on behalf of the people who have been made fun of for simply being human. For, I guess, being skeptical of this vaccine. It's basically what she's saying. She done got invited to the White House. Right? But here's my big problem, y'all. Watch this. Here's my big problem with all of this. Watch this. Now, she's gotten invited to the White House. She's going to answer questions on behalf of the people. And once the scientists are able to answer all her questions, which I know she won't be asking the right ones, then that's going to give the people some peace, right? She says this: y'all got to stop pretending to love people with backbones. If Malcolm X were here, he'd be asking questions, and most of y'all that holler Black Lives Matter and protect black women would be telling him to shut up and fall in line. Y'all say these people's names, but embody the spirit of a coward. Now, this is what prompted me to even talk about this. Once I saw this, I said, man, I'm getting so tired of these celebrities evoking the name of Malcolm X when it's convenient for them. Malcolm X wouldn't be asking questions. He'll be making statements. I don't know whether these people watch Malcolm X and his interviews or his speeches from back in the day. Malcolm X, if he asked a question, it was a question to black people. Basically, why the fuck are you? Who taught you to be the coon that you are? What's wrong with you, black people? Who taught you to hate your motherfucking self? He wasn't asking questions to the government. He was making statements. He knew they was motherfucking devils, is what he called them. And his questions was, well, black people, why do you still trust these people? But see, the thing about Nicki Minaj and some of these other entertainers that use Malcolm X's name, I have Nicki Minaj off the top of my head. Megan Thee Stallion did it when she got into the situations with Tory Lanez. They'll evoke Malcolm X's name, but they won't live the life that Malcolm X wanted for his people. They don't live that life. Black people, by and large, wouldn't support no Malcolm X. Are you serious? Malcolm X didn't have the ears of every black person in this country. Never. On the strength, most black people being Christian would make them not listen to Malcolm X because he was repping for the Nation of Islam for a while. So black folk wasn't trying to hear him because they're Christian and they not listening to that bullshit from the Nation of Islam. They not doing that. They wasn't doing that anyway. But now she want to pretend that she's a person who has backbone. And she's responding to all of the black people. The many, many, many black people who got on her post and told her she was spreading misinformation. You have the Trinidadian government who came out and said she was spreading misinformation. You got people who agreed with Joy Reid and what she had to say about how Nicki Minaj is being irresponsible with her platform. You have all these people making all these fucking comments, and black people who are claiming that we, stand up for something. It shows that we don't. We don't stand up for shit. Because Nicki Minaj was straddling the fence from the get-go. But to y'all, she is on some anti-vax shit. And she's not. She's not saying that she is. She's not suggesting that anybody be anti-vax. She told you niggas to pray and don't be bullied, and then turned around and said that she would do it if her job requires it. This was never something for anybody, millions of people to get up in arms about. Never something to get up in arms about. Because she's straddling the goddamn fence anyway. And then she want to come out here and talk about Malcolm X. And how she got a backbone, and she's standing up for the people. No. Let me just say that it doesn't matter if Nicki Minaj goes to the White House. and asks questions to these fucking scientists. She does not speak for me and anybody that's a member or a part of B123. She does not speak for us. She's too fucking dumb and she's too fucking fence-straddling to speak for us. She is not pro-black enough. She is not covered in the layers of pro-blackness to speak for us. She does not use her platform like Malcolm X would have used his. And thus, she does not have the right to even say Malcolm X's name. She does not have the right to compare herself to Malcolm X, and neither does any of these other celebrity motherfuckers that decide to evoke Malcolm X's name. They don't have the right, they don't have the place, and we shouldn't keep letting them. You don't get to talk about Malcolm X just because motherfuckers are disagreeing with what you had to say about a vaccine. Bitch, you don't live your life like that. And you've been caught out here slipping and cooning too many times and to be talking about some Malcolm X. Yes, Joy Reid is a coon. But Nicki Minaj is a motherfucking coon too. Do not get it fucked up. Don't get it confused. And what I say all the time in some of my posts I put on social media. A broken coon is right 2 times a day. Okay? A broken coon is right 2 times a day. Nicki Minaj is right in calling Joy Reid a coon. Nicki Minaj is right by saying that we should be very skeptical of organizations like the FDA. She's right. But if you look at how all this controversy started, she started out on the fucking fence. She started out fence straddling, and her being willing to go to the White House to ask scientists questions, these same scientists that's been lying the whole fucking time, like they're going to answer your questions truthfully and honestly. They're not. They're making billions off of the ignorance of the people. They always do. They've been doing it. They do not care anything about no damn black lives. Joy Reid acting like the vaccine is the only way to save black lives makes her completely anti-black. And she should be viewed as such. The people who follow Joy Reid, the people who follow Nicki Minaj need to be thinking about this shit. Need to be conscious of what's being said. Because this is a disingenuous conversation. For her to be talking about putting on a blonde wig and going up to the fucking White House in a pink fucking dress or skirt, that shows you that she's a fucking clown. She is not to be taken seriously in any type of way, even though she has skepticism about this shot. It is very, very sad to see so many black people that are pushing this shot. I'll deal with that more in the live stream that we're going to do about Joe Biden and the push for people to be vaccinated, for the bullying campaign that's being ran for people to get vaccinated. We're going to talk about that more in depth when I talk about Joe Biden, his policies. But as far as this Nicki Minaj situation goes, no. She don't represent me. She don't represent my interests. She don't represent my intelligence. She don't represent me as a black person at all, in any type of way, period. Anybody who saw what she was doing and thought it was some revolutionary shit going on or some woke shit going on, then you are also a fucking, I would call you a fucking coon sheep hybrid. Because we're dealing with a lot of coon sheep hybrids out here right now. How the fuck could you trust this government without question? How the fuck could you trust this vaccine without question? How could you? These are fucking hybrids. And we gonna deal with y'all. But y'all tell me how y'all feel about this shit in the comments, man. Because I saw this and I didn't know what the fuck the issue was. In her initial statements, she showed that she's a fence-straddling coon that's going to allow herself to be bullied, even though she has millions of dollars in the bank. She's still going to allow herself to be bullied for the job, and told anybody whose jobs would mandate the vaccine to go get it. That ain't no Malcolm X shit. That ain't no backbone, and she called people with backbones. That's not no fucking backbone shit. As you calling people cowards. Cowards gonna fall and buckle under the pressure. And we knew they was gonna come for people's financial stability when they started pushing these vaccines and people weren't getting them as fast. We knew this was coming over here at B123. We knew it. And I'm not telling people if your job telling you to get a vaccine to just go get it. And I damn sure don't understand a fucking millionaire having that logic. You got millions in the bank, bitch. You can live off that alone. But oh, you gonna go get the shot though. If you gotta get it for tourists, which I'm guaranteeing you will have to get it for tourists. That ain't got shit to do with research. It has nothing to do with the story that you told about your cousin in Trinidad. It has nothing to do with what Drake done told you. It has nothing to do with you catching a COVID yourself. It has nothing to do with you not trusting the CDC or the FDA. It ain't got nothing to do with none of that. You've already said if they tell you that you gotta get it for your tours, then you going to get it. So sit your motherfucking ass down and stop acting like you actually standing for something. Stop it. That's all the fuck I wanted to say. Shout out Team Rob, y'all already know what the fuck it is. Black first, second, and third. And we see the bullshit. Nicki Minaj, no. You don't represent us. You don't represent our people. And none of these other fit-straddling motherfuckers that's talking out of both sides of their fucking mouth. None of these celebrity motherfuckers. You shut the fuck up and sit your ass down and stop bringing up Malcolm X to fit your fucking agenda if you don't live your life like Malcolm X lived his. You sit your bitch ass the fuck down. I'm out.